Hello, welcome everyone. Today we are going to be learning how to design with Photoshop. So our previous videos we have been working on Canva, so we are going to be transiting to Photoshop. So basically we are going to be teaching you how to I'm going to be showing you how to navigate in Photoshop environment, how to use the basic tools in Photoshop. So let's dive down into it. So let's open our Photoshop app. Okay, once you open your Photoshop app, this is the interface you're going to see. This is how it will look like. Everything is going to be as my own depending on the version you are using, but it will not it won't be far from this. So but the only thing you will not really see on your own will be the your work with the Lightroom documents you deleted. So this is basically for those guys that are connected to the cloud. If you notice, you see like a cloud icon in mine here, and my I was supposed to be like a profile picture there, so I don't have that. I don't have that now. So with that being said, let's talk about creating a new Photoshop document. So to create a new Photoshop document, you have to click here to create a new Photoshop document, or you want to open an existing Photoshop document. You basically basically click on this open. Once you click on the open, you can actually open an existing document. So let's click on the create new. So as we click on the create new, now we are going to see different suggested sizes from the ones we have done used before to the ones we actually saved to the ones Photoshop wants us to, is just suggesting for us to use, like the photo size, print size, art and illustration, the web, the mobile, and the film and video size. So for the purpose of this video, we are just going to go straight to the custom size and choose 1080 by 1080. So I've already choose it here. So the dimension all should always be in pixels. So we are always going to use pixels for our dimension, and the resolution should always be left like this. The color mode should be in RGB. So we are going to pretty much leave everything like this, and the background white. So basically everything should be like this, aside from changing the size. So here is where you put the document name. So you can choose to change it to whatever you want to change it. So for our class, we are changing it to lesson 1. So using lesson 1, then we click on create. So voila, this is our Photoshop workspace. So you can actually customize your workspace to whatever to however you want it to look like. But for now, this is how it will look. This is how yours will look. If yours doesn't look like this, probably it's pretty much arranged in a different way. Um, that's Photoshop or the previous person used it. So now once you enter Photoshop, everything, as I said in some of my videos, everything that is on the workspace is the layer. Sorry, is the element. So on Photoshop, every element goes on a layer. So that brings us to the layer tab. So this actually something is actually on this workspace, which is the background. So now it looks as if nothing is there because we chose a white background. Now you try to drag it, you notice I tried dragging it, it's asking me to convert it to a normal layer. So to convert into a normal layer, you can actually do dry dragging it and click on convert to normal layer, or you just come to your layers panel and click on this icon. Yes, now you can see the message there. Indicate layer is partially indicates layer is partially locked. So once you click on this, it will unlock the layer. So let's click on it and see what happens. It unlocks the layer and names it as layer 0. So it means it is converting it to a normal layer. So it was before, it was just a background. Now it is the actual layer. So can also choose to lock it back. If you want to lock it back, we just click on here again. We have locked it back now. So this is complete lock. And before it was just partial lock. So now above you see the history panel. So this history panel, everything we are doing comes up here. Everything we have done. So maybe like for some of us that wants to do Control Z, Control Y. So Photoshop has Control Z actually, but you can only Control Z once. So but if you really want to Control Z, what you do is, what I mean by Control Z is, if you really want to go back in previous things you did, what you have to do is you press on Control Shift Z. So like that's the basic shortcut in Photoshop to go back, to really go back in. Maybe you probably made a mistake or something. So let's go back. So most times I prefer using my history. Go back and click on make layer. So now we can duplicate this layer. So what we do to duplicate this layer is we right click on it and come to the options here. You see duplicate. Click on duplicate. Now once you click on it, it will tell us, Photoshop is going to ask us what name do you want to save it as? Where do you want to save it as? Where do you want to save it in? Using lesson one, and our document name is lesson one. We leave it at that, and our duplicate name is copy layer 0 copy. Now Photoshop gives a name in front of each copy, so it writes like copy there. So if when we duplicate it again, it will name it as layer 0 copy 1, layer 0 copy 2, like that, and so on and so on. So let's save it layer 0 copy. Now that we have known how to duplicate, now to merge it, we click on Control and then click on the second layer, which is layer 0, to select the two. That's like not selecting it layers, selecting two layers, working with two layers. So to merge it, then we will click on it. Then we find the option for merge, which is also in this part, these options. You see it here, one of the options here. And click on merge to merge it to one layer again. So maybe probably let's go back, which we are using our history to go back. So maybe probably want to group it. You click and hold Control, select it again, and then right click. You also find group here. You also find group here. Go from there. Now to group it. Now it also brings that same option in the layer. Group name. So basically what it's saying is, what do you want the group name to be? So you can choose the name here, but let's stick to group one. So this is our group name. So the next group that comes will be group 2 and so on. So if you don't want to do that, maybe you want to group it in, alternatively, aside from grouping it that way, what you want to do is to select it as we selected it. Then we click on this folder icon here. It says create new group. We click on it to group that particular. So now why we group layers is we probably want to put an effect to all of those layers at once. So it's grouping the layer can make it can be much better, like can be much easier to work with all the layers at once. Maybe you want to add a particular effect to all the layers at once. So grouping it can make it easier than working on it one by one. So that is it to group it. And you can also convert this group to a you can convert it to a smart object or convert it to a normal layer. So that is that for group. So and each of this is properties panel. I'll discuss about this properties panel as we go on in the class. So to import an image into Photoshop, what we actually do is you go to where the image is in your laptop, then you drag the image, drop on your Photoshop workspace, and now this is our image now. So now as we have dropped it here, we can, it is actually on the transform. Meaning, why, how do I know it's on the transform? If you notice there is a straight, is a line that crosses it, the crosses the image like in an X format, and also some dots at some of the edges of the image. So it indicates that the image is actually on transform. So when it is on transform like this, you can do so many other things to it. You can rotate it. So to rotate it, you just carry your icon, come over here at the edge. You see the icon will definitely change to this. Once you come at the edge, keep it at the right position to change to this. And you can rotate it to whatever you want to rotate it to. Or you can also reduce the size and increase the size. Now it is doing this uniformly because it is locked. The size is locked. The size is actually made to maintain the aspect ratio. Now if you see it, it's originally made to maintain the aspect ratio. So if you click on this, you can actually reduce the size and distort it to whatever you want to do. So, but I always like our picture to be made to maintain aspect ratio. So it will be better like that, because so that when working on it, your clients won't be complaining that the picture is looking stretchy or something. So after which you have, after this, to place the image on the workspace, because it's not actually placed now, it's still on transform. Place it, you just click on enter on your keyboard. Now you notice what happened to the layers panel. It is showing placed embedded smart object. Now any object, any picture you carry at all from the desktop, from wherever in your laptop to your workspace, it always comes as a smart object. So now how do I know this is a smart object? You see it on the thumbnail of the in the layers panel. You see it on the thumbnail here. Now you can't work on a smart object except you have rasterized it or you have opened the smart object to work on it. It's as simple as that. So for us to rasterize it now, you have to click on, right click on the layer, yeah. Click on the layer of the image, then click on rasterize. It will automatically rasterize it. So aside, if you don't rasterize it, you can't use another tool. So let's say let's try using the brush tool. Now if you try using the brush tool here, notice what happens. Now the move tool can easily show the move tool, show that we are using the move tool. But if you click on brush tool, it is showing like a cross, like you can't use this, you can't use this tool on this particular layer. Why? That's because it is not rasterized. So now if we want to forcefully want to use it, pop up this message, smart objects must be rasterized. So from here, Photoshop will ask you rasterize this smart object. Like it's telling you, it's telling you that it can help you to rasterize it itself. You can click OK to rasterize it, or you do it the other way I just recently showed you. So let's rasterize it. Now after we might have rasterized it, you can paint on the, use your brush tool to make any kind of painting on the picture. So that's basically what the brush tool does, to just brush through the picture. So the reason why we're having red, I don't know actually, I don't know the actual color. The reason why we're having this color is because that's what it is set here. So we can change the color to whatever we want. Let's say let's try changing it to black. Now change it to black. You notice it will, our brush definitely change to black. So maybe probably there's a color you want, you're not comfortable with this color. You want a particular color in the image. So let's say you're looking for this blue and you don't know the color code offhand. So you just click on, just use the eyedropper. Once you click on it, say once you click on the color panel at the bottom part of the of the bottom part of the toolbar, click on the color panel, and then once you click on it, you take your icon, you take your mouse pointer to the screen. Once you take it to the screen, it will turn to an eyedropper. Take it to the workspace, actually it will turn to an eyedropper. Now you use the eyedropper to select the color you want, then click OK. Now you notice it has automatically changed to the color we just chose. It's very easy, easy as that. So now let's say we want to erase on the layer, on the picture. So you just go to your eraser tool and then you erase on it easily erase on it. Now we might not really see this. It might look like I'm just using a white uh, colored brush to brush around the image, but no, that's not it. That's why this is happening is because our the other layers, the underlying layers on the document is white. So if I erase it, it will definitely be white. So let's up the visibility of the other layers. So now to up the visibility of the other layers, you just come to this layers panel. You see where you have the eye icon. Now this as I've said here, it said indicates layer visibility. So let's off it. Put it off. Now you notice that the erasing tool I actually did, the eraser was actually working. Now it's working. You can see it here. So that is it for eraser. So let's say you want to delete a particular layer. You just click, you can just drag it to this trash can here. Drag it to the trash can here. This is the trash can. You click and hold it, drag it down to the trash can to automatically delete. Or if not, if you don't want to do it that way, you can just what you can do is I think there's always an option down. Okay, you can just do it that way. That I think that is the safest way, the fastest way to work on it. Okay, yeah, I've seen what I'm looking for. And now this is the option, delete layer. So basically almost all the options you need will definitely be here on these options on this once you right click it, it will definitely be there. So you click on it to delete the layer. It asks if you want to delete this layer, click press enter, it goes. So now let's talk about the text tool. The text tool is just if you search any of the toolbar, you see the T, you see T in one of those two bar. Click on that text, that T. Now it will show you different option of text tool. So like, basically what we normally work with is the horizontal text tool. So there are so different type of tool text box. So now the horizontal text tool, if it creates a text box. So there are different type of text box. There is the point text box in which that one works on a particular line. That one works with a particular line. In which once you click on the text tool, you click on use that text tool to click on the workspace, it will just type on a straight line like this. Type on a straight line. But if but for the other kind of text box, which is the area text box, is the way you use it is you click and hold on the workspace and drag, and it will come up with yeah, this is it. This is what I'm trying to do. It will come up with different text and place which is on the text box. Now it is arranging like a paragraph. So I know this text written on this is like a placeholder. It's the Lorem Ipsum text. Some people might know about it. If you are not new to design, you know about this Lorem Ipsum text. So I don't really know what it means, but I'm sure it might mean something. So this text is used as a placeholder in the recent Photoshop versions. I think 2015, 20 something or 2018 might not have it, but the newer versions will have it. Will have this placeholder text. So you can do anything you want to do with this text. Now to customize this text to whatever you want is you come to the character section and you can change the font size, you want to change the font type, the line spacing, and whatever you want to do with it, maybe the color or underline or whatever, however you want to work with it. You can also change the alignment. The alignment is always in the paragraph tab. You select what you want to use here, any kind of alignment at all. That is it. And also you can also change you can also add glyphs to it. Glyphs are like the icons or symbols that are not on your keyboard. You can add it to your workspace. Add it here. Use it to work. So there are different icons here. Like maybe probably you're looking for this euro sign. You can use it. or whatever sign at all you want to use. So that is it for the text type 2. And we have so many other tools here. So basically, to export this document now, to export in Photoshop, what we do is, first of all, let's try to save our work. Save it, we go click on file, we go in the save as section, then you see save on computer or to cloud. Now it's asking me to save it, whether asking me if I want to save it on computer or cloud. This is because I've linked my Photoshop to the cloud, to the Adobe cloud. If you have not done that to your own, you will not see this option. So now you click on save on document and you see this. So since our file name was already named as lesson 1, so you can save it directly, or you can choose the file format you want to save it as here. You can also save it as PNG. If you want to export it as a picture, you can save it as PNG, or you can save it as PSD or whatever. So PSD is like Photoshop document. However I want to save it, all the file formats are here. That is it. So since we are not saving this one, or let's just save it for the purpose of this class, we click on save. Now it will come up with this option. Once you see this option, just click OK. Don't do anything, just don't take anything, just click OK to save our document. Once you save it, you can then export it as PNG. If you want to export it, if you export it as PNG, you can just click there and just click on save as. Save, it will export as PNG. If you had a file named lesson 1 before, just click on yes to overwrite it if you don't really want to overwrite it. Or if you want to say use save as to save it as PNG, just click on save as, then click on Photoshop, select PNG, then click save. Same thing we told us before. Let's just say yes. And to bring up this option, large file size, medium file size, smallest file size, just click OK on large file size so that your image will be sharp. That's the basic reason. Medium and small, your image will not be as sharp as large. Just click on OK. It will save it on auto. So I think that is that for today's class. We have come to an end of today's class. Thank you so much for joining us till the end, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications for other videos we'll be posting. Thank you so much and have a nice day.